faculty disputing curriculum. But this is a college where these issues have to matter, because they don't matter here, where are they gonna matter? Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the question that we have to ask. Okay? And the other question is about faculty. Who teaches here? I've been told by a lot of faculty, they don't want to teach here any longer. Faculty who have backgrounds in race theory, faculty who have backgrounds in social justice, who don't want to teach here any longer because of the way the program is going, okay? And also, there have been faculty from our department who have been pushed out of this program because they want to stick to the old curriculum, okay? And that is not okay. And we're not going to take it any longer. We're going to take faculty being pushed out and TAs being pushed out any longer. We're taking it public. So I'm going to talk very quickly about what I was told as a TA when I was told that I was not welcome here any longer. Scott, they've instituted these new interviews for all the TAs. This has never happened before. They suddenly had to talk to a couple of TAs to see what some problems were. I was brought into the office and they told me explicitly this has nothing to do with my teaching whatsoever. I asked them again just to make sure I heard that correctly. And they told me this has nothing to do with my teaching. I am being forced out for what I've been saying about the program. Okay? And like I said, I'm not the first person this has happened to, but I'm hopefully going to be the last. So.
I hope Ellen Habas heard that. I had the same experience that Ben had, although my interview was much shorter. I walked in and about 2 minutes later the interview was over. And that's not for any reason except the fact they knew that Ben had his interview the day before and I knew what was going on. In my case, I find this, and I hope that you read The Guardian today because I have a letter to the editor clarifying some points in regards to Monday's story. In the Monday article in The Guardian, Dr. Schrag, who is responsible for this decision, changed his position in the press and said that Ben and I were not fulfilling our duties. He did make it an issue of our teaching. 3 times in my interview I said, does this have anything to do with my teaching performance? And the answer was a flat no. So not only should we not be dismissed for free speech outside of the classroom, but to reverse your position in the media when it gets out that you've done that, and to make it an is about one's teaching performance is completely unacceptable.
Yes. Yeah.
I would encourage all of you to go and ask Dr. Schrag, what was it? Was it the first answer or the second answer? In my case, I'm particularly disturbed by this. Ben and I both have outstanding teaching evaluations. Yes. Ben has been here for 4 years. I've been here for 3 years. We have excellent student evaluations for every quarter. We have excellent annual reviews from our departments and also from the Dimensions of Culture program. We were both authorized to teach 3 sections this quarter, above the normal load. In order to do that, the director of the program has to submit a letter to the Office of Graduate Studies saying that we are capable teachers and who are doing our jobs well, and that's why OGS should allow us to continue teaching at a higher load than we normally do. That letter went out in March. Wow. We were dismissed a month later. That doesn't make any sense to me.
None. None. Oh.
All right, I think it's clear. I think we're all on the same page here. I just wasn't sure because I'm really confused, but I think you're confused as well. All right, we want to shift gears here and listen to some other students who have something to say, other people who have been pushed out of the program, because as Ben said, we're not the first, and we hope to be the last. Does anyone remember Abby Corey? Has ever had in recent memory. She was pushed out last year. Years ago, professors from our department were pushed out, as Ben mentioned, and we want to stop this right here today. All right, so now we'd like to hear from Serena. Where's Serena? Here.
Sophia Mosman. I'm a graduate student at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. Doc is not my department, but what happens here at Doc deeply concerns me. What happens at Doc concerns us all. I'm concerned as a member of the RASA Graduate Student Association a supportive community for graduate students of color. I'm concerned because of the declines in the diversity of teaching staff and faculty in Doc. For I know the importance of faculty diversity to students of color who look to them in search of someone with which to identify.
That's right.
They look to them in search of community and assurance that they belong here, when perhaps no one else in their family has ever set foot on a university.
Yes.
Now we all know diversity at UCSD as a whole is lacking, but of all the places on campus where diversity should exist, it is in Thurgood Marshall College.
Yeah.
You can't tell, but this college was founded with the vision that the University of California should better serve working class communities and communities of color. Of all the places on campus where faculty diversity should exist, is it not in a program that's called Dimensions of Culture? The perspectives not just of faculty of color, but of faculty who have expertise in fields like ethnic studies and critical gender studies. Even I know that's vital to a program called Dimensions of Culture. Without them, you're missing key dimensions. Without them, you're missing key cultures. And these omissions are not acceptable for students of UCSD, who are the future leaders of our society. And our society desperately needs to be led towards greater understanding of cultural diversity. If you don't have that, you have travesties like the triple border fence. You have disasters like the Iraq War.
Right.
I became even more strongly concerned about Doc when I witnessed the harassment and mistreatment of my fellow graduate students who are TAs in this program. You've heard their stories of how they identified limitations in the program, they spoke out, they raised questions, and they were met with what I can only interpret as direct opposition. Dissenting TAs were dismissed as if their ideas were disposable. But even more alarming to me is the evidence, written testimonies I've seen, that these dismissals are just part of a longer-term trend. A trend of removal of those who spoke out to critique the directions of Doc that dates back at least to 2002. I'm concerned about the consequences for our academy when critical discourse is stifled.